The God on the mountain is still God in the valley. When things go wrong, He'll make them right. And oh, the God of the good time is still God in the bad time. The God of today is still God in the night.
Well, welcome to another edition of Lens on the Logos, your favorite television program. Can I say that? Well, maybe if it is not, it certainly is informative, and we're happy that you can join us. It's our television version of our radio program, Lens on the Logos. It's that place where we come to share valuable information. It's a talk program, an interview program. It's an information gathering program. And although we do not pull out our Bibles and read to you something and reflect on it, we are certainly sharing the principles and the insights from the Word of God for everyday living, because we live in a real world in which we have to make sense of the biblical principles for our everyday life. And I am Pastor Burgin, your host for this program, and I pastor two United Methodist churches. I am the president of Rising Stars Outreach Center, and it's a joy to be with you as usual. And my guest today is Dianne Cedeno. We all call her Lady Dianne or Queen Dianne. I'm sure you'll agree with me. You'll know why we call her that, right? That she's a lovely young woman who is also very capable and loves the Lord, is excited about doing great things in the community. And she's going to talk with me today about different things, about some of what she does, some of what she likes, some of the needs of our young people, some of the issues in ministry today that we need to be much more mindful of. So welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Thank you
Wonderful.
so much. Thank you.
What do you want to tell the folks about yourself? I already told them you're Lady Dianne and Queen Dianne, and you're originally from the beautiful island of Trinidad.
That's correct.
Now in Trinidad they play a lot of pan and a lot of calypso and so forth, and you like that kind of thing, or you used to, or what do you think of all that kind of cultural piece?
I don't like carnival.
No?
Forgive me for saying that. It's a time, as a child growing up, it's a time I saw too many violence taking place.
Oh, I see.
And I was turned off of carnival from a young age.
Okay.
And then I accepted the Lord at the age of 16.
Okay.
And that totally separated me from carnival as a teenager.
But what do you make of the idea that we can't separate culture from education, because if we take away the cultural piece, then our education is not as valid? Because carnival is arguably a very important part of the culture of the West Indians, of blacks, of the movement from Africa and so forth.
I agree that you cannot separate culture from education.
Right.
But to me, everything has a limit.
Okay.
As to what extent it should go.
Okay.
And we as humans tend to go overboard with things, and I think that's where I separate myself from the rest.
So you can see the you can see the cultural piece, but then the reveling and
Yes.
the violence and so on, that's, you don't quite see that.
No, it's
All right.
unnecessary.
Okay.
There's just too much of a difference between enjoyment and tragedy, or horror in the midst of the fun.
Sounds like a good film to me.
Yeah, it actually does. Hey, I'm saying it, and I'm
tragedy, and fun.
Yes,
It's a nice mix of things that make for a good film.
Because it's reality,
Yes.
more or less. That's what we deal with on a day-to-day basis.
So maybe it's not fun that it's reality, but more fun than when it's in a film, eh?
Yeah, so because then you can, adjust it to suit you as opposed to the reality of things.
No, tell me about some of the things you do. You are involved in your church, you're in the praise ministry and so on. what gets you excited?
Oh, I love church.
Okay.
I love church.
What about church you love? Because, you know, for some people, I tell people all the time, I love church, but I don't know if it's the same reason you might love church. I think of the institution, the rituals, the fellowship, the political power of church as an organized body. So I don't know if it's the same thing that you mean when you say that. Or
actually, it's that. It's all that, and then the extra curriculum that comes along with it.
Okay.
You know, based on your ministry, there's so many things that's added to it. Our ministry, where
do you mind? You do mind?
No.
You liturgical dance, that kind of thing?
No, but I do sing, you know.
I know you sing, but...
praise.
But you look like somebody who would mime well.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I should get into one of get you to do some miming as part of a production.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. I am a quick learner. I learn quickly, so it doesn't matter what it is.
You're probably a bit of a naturalist too. That things just flow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is true.
Okay.
You know, right now I'm doing production. I'm an operation director at the radio station, which you know, and that's what international.
106.7.
107.9.
What did I get? I know. I mix those numbers up, you know.
I don't know.
How can I?
I listen to you all the time on the radio, and I listen to you getting some of the numbers wrong. And I said, well, you know, that's because you probably have so many
too many numbers in my head.
You're
so gracious.
Yeah. Hey, we gotta give way, you know. We gotta have understanding.
Right.
You know? And so, 107.9 FM.
Right.
Which I love. I loved it. You see, that's all, to me, that's all a part of church.
Right.
You know, it's
well,
not the
I call it the church without walls that I love.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, to me, life begins in the Word of God, in the house of God, and I've seen progress in the house of God. So I love, I can find something to do around the church 24/7.
Right.
There's always something to me that I can do.
What do you like most about church?
Serving.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love serving. I serve on the worship and praise team. I serve on the hospitality in my church.
I think you told me you like to cook too.
I do some cooking.
So you cook for fellowship time and so on sometimes?
I do. Yes, I do. I'm the person they call on whenever there's something taking place. You know, Dianne, you know, whether I'm the one actually stirring the pot or
I see you as somebody who would be a good restaurant owner,